Jay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Smart Hustle PH podcast. My name is Brian. Let's get right on to the episode for today. Now, we've all heard the saying, the best things in life are free, right? Maybe you've seen it on an inspirational poster or in a meme somewhere on social media, or maybe you've heard it in a song. So it sounds nice. It sounds romantic, love, friendship, health, peace of mind, no price tag, or walang bayad in Tagalog, no? Or so I thought. So today I want to challenge that. I want to debunk that myth, because the truth is, free is a misconception. Just because you don't swipe a credit card for it doesn't mean it does not cost you anything. In fact, the most valuable things in life require the most expensive currency that we have. All right, so let's talk about, the hidden cost of the best things. Let's try to break it down. First is, let's talk about relationships. Sabi nila love is free. Talaga ba? You see, nurturing a strong relationship, whether with your wife, your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend or girlfriend, your kids, or your best friends, this requires significant time, attention, and emotional investment. Try putting zero effort into a relationship and see if it thrives, right? Hindi ba? It withers eventually if you don't put in the time, the attention, the effort. So the cost is your undivided attention. So that's for relationships. Number two would be, let's say, for health, for example, right? Sure, the ability to breathe is free. Of course, like now we're breathing. If you're watching this, you're breathing, you're alive, right? But the question is, how about maintaining good health? That is a massive, I'd say, an investment. So it costs the discipline to say no, maybe to junk food or to unhealthy foods. It costs the time to sleep. Sleep, let's say, 7 or 8 hours instead of just doom scrolling on your phone. It costs the effort to exercise when you're tired, or when you don't feel like, when you don't feel like it, right? So the third would be, we have relationship, we have health, we have the foundation, overall. Let's be practical, all right? The ability to enjoy free, quote unquote, free things often relies on a foundation that costs money, right? It is very hard to appreciate a beautiful sunset, kapag gutom ka, or when you're hungry, or you're worried about where you sleep tonight, right? It's so hard to enjoy, a beautiful scene, all right? So you need a baseline, so to speak, of security to even have the headspace to enjoy the simple moments. So here's the reality, all right? While you don't use cash for the best moments in life, you pay for them with your most valuable, non-renewable assets. And these are your time, your energy, and your attention. Now, why am I telling you this? Why are we talking about the cost of the good life? Because I believe once you realize that these things require constant investment, you realize something else fundamental. You never finish paying. You never finish paying. You don't pay for your health once and stay fit forever. Am I making any sense? You don't pay for a happy marriage once and stay happy forever. All right? Ask any married couple, for even those who are not yet married, right? Those who are in a relationship, so to speak, right? So this leads me to a thought that, that stopped me in my tracks recently. Something that goes with many of the blessings, many of the best things in life are endless. Being in a great relationship, staying fit and healthy, doing work that fulfills you, being a good parent, for those who are parents out there, being a good coach, or being a good teacher. Stop worrying about accomplishing these things and instead focus on building a life where you continually practice them. The important stuff has no finish line. Am I right? So today we're talking about, the infinite game. We're moving from a mindset of finishing to a mindset of practicing. Why? Because if the cost is endless, the reward is endless too, or the rewards are endless as well. All right, so think of this. I think about, of a runner, for example. I don't know, a marathoner or just, a sprinter, for example, a runner. Sprinting across a finish line, celebrating, getting your medal, and then immediately looking forward to the next race or the next run because the track just keeps going. You can ask any runner out there who's really into that sport, for example. So let's just be honest. We are conditioned to look for, finish lines. In the running sport, maybe that's it's the finish line. All right. In school, maybe it's the graduation. In work, it's the paycheck, right? In fitness, talking about paycheck or a promotion, maybe. Now, in fitness, maybe it's hitting a number on the scale, to hit that, specific, weight range or anything like that, right? But here's the trap. What happens after you cross that finish line? What happens after you cross that finish line? I was talking about health, for example. If you treat health as a project to lose, say, 10 pounds, now, once you hit that goal, what's next? Ano na? It's only two things. Either you stop paying the cost, meaning you stop the diet, you stop the exercise, and the weight comes back. You gain weight again, or you maintain your physique. Right? Now, talking about relationships, for example, if you treat your relationship like a goal, like a project to get married, and once the wedding is over, tapos na bang effort? Is that just it? No. That's actually when the real investment begins. All right? The problem with the finish line mindset is that it implies you can stop investing, whatever that is. But here's the thing, as we established, the best things in life are not free, right? They require maintenance. So instead of getting yourself, caught in the finish line trap, what is the alternative? I'd like to call this shifting from accomplishing to practicing. Shifting from accomplishing to practicing. Now, think about, for example, maybe a musician, if you know anyone like that. I mean, a pianist, for example. A pianist doesn't say, I have accomplished piano. I haven't heard anyone, say that. No. What do they say? They say, I play the piano. They practice it. It's part of who they are. When it comes to health, maybe, health is not just a trophy. It's a lifestyle. It's more of a lifestyle. It's a practice. It's the daily decision to invest your energy into your body. We're talking about business. Maybe business isn't just about hitting your first million. It's the endless practice of serving your customers or your clients and solving their problems. So walang finish line sa negosyo hanggat bukas ito. Hanggat open. As long as your business is open, there's no finish line whatsoever. And in talking about relationships are the ultimate practice. You don't achieve a happy marriage. No, you practice patience, you practice listening, you practice forgiveness, and everything in between every single day. So when you stop worrying about the result and start falling in love with the practice, the pressure disappears. You stop waiting for life to start. When you achieve the goal and you start fully or living fully right now, because you are already paying the price for the life that you want. So here's my challenge for you this week. All right. So whatever this is in your time while you're watching this. All right. The challenge is go back to that list of, let's say, important things. What are the important things in your life? Your health, maybe your family, your relationships, your business, your career, your peace of mind, and admit to yourself that they are not free. They cost you something, and be willing to pay the price today. I don't know, today, tomorrow, and the next day. It goes on. Like I said, it's a practice. Not to finish it, but to live it. Because the best things in life, love, health, purpose, peace of mind, they are endless. And that is not a burden. That is a gift. It means you never run out of opportunities to get better, to go deeper, and to enjoy the process. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you learned something from this. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Once again, don't forget to follow Smart Hustle PH on all our socials and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Brian, and remember that the important stuff or the important things have no finish line. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.